Hi. So, yeah, I'm doing a ramble today. It has been quite a long time since I have done anything. I think it has been. When was the last time? Wait, let me check. Actually, I can't because there's no internet. Usually, when there's no internet, I don't record. But since it has been quite a long time since I've done any audio at all, I was like, I should record something. So yeah, I just woke up a few minutes ago, maybe like 30 minutes or something, maybe an hour. I'm not sure, but yeah, I missed breakfast. So I'll probably go get something after this audio is done, or I might just have lunch straight up. But so, is there anything that I even want to talk about? Like, I feel like I had a few things. Oh yeah, of course I do. Okay, so if you don't know, I have been doing a game design course. So I'll explain why. Me and my friend, we have been doing a project under a certain professor, and the project is like game related. And the project was holding a course, so he invited us to sit through the course. So basically, we are not required to be in the course, but we thought that it would be fun to do the course anyways. Now the thing is that it was a bit of a mistake because what ended up happening was we ended up being grouped with one person, and the thing is we are not graded for this course, but the other person is. So there's like this dynamic where we are, kind of not that worried about grades where the other person is. The other person also new, so that person is someone who is doing their first year of masters, and we are doing our 4th years of bachelors, and the masters programs is like 2 years. So both of us have 1 year, no, they have 1 year left, and we have this year left. So basically we're ending our year. So because of that, it was kind of weird, and we should have not grouped. We should have said that, oh no, we don't want to do this course because it was a huge time sink and we are behind on our own course now. But the good thing that happened in this was I got to talk to a lot of girls, first of all from masters, and second, I yeah, we made a game. So I'll post the images. I think I'll link the images in Soundgasm because most of the other places I can't put the link. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have the images on the video, I guess. So it's a board game, and so it was supposed to be an educational game. I'll be honest, our game ended up being not that educational. But this is how the game is. So if you see the board, there will be like 3 hexagons stuck together. So not 3 hexagons, 3 hexagonal boards. Each board is divided into smaller hexagons, a total of 91 in each board. So it would be 180 plus, no, 273 total hexagons. And 273 hexagons, all of them are representing forests, and you play as a forest officer. You have pieces. So there are how many types of pieces? So you have rangers. So you have 2 ranger pieces. You have 2 tribal pieces. You have 6 animal pieces for each player. So that would be 6 ranger pieces, 6 tribal pieces, and 18 animal pieces. You can just use any colored what do you call it, colored pieces for this, like poker chips or something. You can also I used Flaticon for the images. I want to post the images so anyone can print them and try it, but I can't really because first of all it was a group project, it's not just my game, and there is some like copyright thing with any school project. Like any school project to do, I think there's something, I don't know, I don't pay that much attention to these things. So I'll put the images in the link, and you can print them and play them if you want. But yeah, so we play tested it, and it was supposed to be for children, and the children enjoyed it quite a lot, more than I expected. The rules were not that confusing as much as I was expecting them to be. So the rules, by the way, are that you also need like a spinner thing for this. So you can download an app on your phone. It's called Spin the Wheel, and in that, if you have, so you need a 3 in 10 chance of getting a poacher. Need a 3 in 10 chance of getting an animal activity. Need 3 in 10 chance of getting an invasive species, and then a 1 in 10 chance of getting a wildfire. You can just remove the wildfire if you want, because it is rare anyways, but it's fun to keep also. Now, for the game, the board is set up in a certain way, so you can see the images. I'll also describe it. You have at the center of each hexagon, you have 2 ranger pieces stacked on top of each other. Then surrounding them are 6 animals. So you can just put them 1 hexagon away from the rangers in each direction. And then at the very border of the board, basically where 2 hexagons connect with each other, the corner, you put it near there and you start the game. So basically you can move on your board 2 types of pieces. You can either move the ranger or the tribal. On your turn you can move only one, so you can either move 1 ranger or you can either move 1 tribal. Both of them move 3 moves, so you can move them 3 places, and ranger can move anywhere, but the tribal cannot go near the animal. So if your tribal lands near the animals, so adjacent to the animals, the 6 places, they lose. So you can't go around them. Now, I hope that made sense. So now, you play turn by turn. So let's say there are 3 players, A, B and C. So A go first, then B and then C. Then A goes again, they move their piece, but after that, they spin the wheel. Now if you remember, on the wheel there are poachers, annual activity and invasive species. So whatever you get to put it on the next player's board. So A puts it on B's board, B puts it on C's board, and C puts it on A's board on their turn. So right now A moved, right? So A spins the wheel, and let's say they got an animal activity. So they can move an animal on the other board, on B's board. Then B gets to move, and B can now spin the wheel, and let's say they get a poacher. So they can place a poacher outside the borders of C's board, and next time when they get a poacher, so basically outside the border the poacher is safe, but they can't hurt animals either. So to hurt animals they have to get near, and it's the same as tribals and animals, that if the poacher gets near an animal, the animal dies. The last is, let's say now C moves and they get to spin the wheel. Once they spin it, they get to, so let's say they got invasive species. So they get to put 1 invasive species plant anywhere on the A's board, and wherever you put it, it increases every turn. So that's the game, and to remove invasive species you have to go over it. Wildfire is rare, and every time it comes after 1 turn. So 1 turn nothing happens for that player, but after that it increases radially, so it increases 6. And if it increases more than once, so if after 6 it increases another time, you lose. If you lose 2 animals, you lose, or if you lose 1 tribal or 2 tribal, depending on whatever you want. So sometimes we played with if you lose 1 tribal, you lose. The game ended too quickly. So if you want the rules to be different, you can have if you lose 2 tribals, you lose. So these are the rules 2 tribals, 2 animals, or 8 invasive species. If you get, you lose. And whoever doesn't lose till the end wins, obviously. So yeah, you can try it at home. If you do, let me know how it goes. I helped design a couple of mechanics. Our professor, our guide also did, and other group members also did. It was fun. I personally would have liked it if it was not educational related, but that was the course, so we had to do it. There's another game test, playtest going to happen after 26th, if I'm not wrong, because after 26th, I think children are getting like a break from the exam. So we couldn't get children for playtesting because they had exams and stuff. But after this, they should be free of exams. So that's what we're waiting for. But yeah, it was fun. So the whole course experience was pretty fun. Making the game board and stuff. It was super fun. Also, yesterday I came to my home, and so I have a suitcase that's lying underneath my bed. And when I came home, I was planning to clean my rooms, basically broom it, and I saw my suitcase was completely drenched in water, and I have no idea why. Like, it was from top to bottom. The very top was not wet, but everything else was just drenched, and I was so confused because I couldn't think of why. I don't have water laying around my room, not that much at least. The only thing I can think of, oh sorry, but the only thing I can think of is if I'm wondering that if the mic is catching the fire alarm is going on right now. It's so weak, I can barely hear it. I doubt the mic can either. If it does, I'll try to remove it, but yeah. Anyways, so I think the reason is that someone spilled a lot of water outside and it somehow seeped through under my door and reached my suitcase, and the suitcase like kind of absorbed it, so it went up, and that's how it looks like it's been wet. So I turned around to see, and now the suitcase is like almost dry. I'm not sure how that happened. It took a lot of time to clean up. It annoyed me a lot, honestly. But now it's good, so it's fine. There were also 2 dead cockroaches, which was very disgusting to clean up, but yeah. There should be some room cleaning thing happening soon. It happens on Saturdays, I think. Oh, maybe this week's is already done. This month. I think it happens every second Saturday. So I guess I'll have to wait till the next month. But yeah. So now that this course is done, I'll be back at my own schedule. So before this, we had almost all of our day being used up for this course. But now I can go back to working on my game more. So this is why I'm making an audio, because otherwise I would have a class today. Not today, I guess, because today is Saturday, but a class in the morning, and I wouldn't be able to make a audio. So now that wouldn't be the case. I will be more consistent with my audio, with my game as well. But yeah, I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I want to talk about. But yeah, I think that's it pretty much. Okay, I have a question for you guys. If anyone wants to answer, if you don't want to, if you're just here to listen, that's also fine. But does this ever happen to you where you are like friends with someone or whatever, and you get when they talk to someone, you get jealous because this happens? So there's something that I have known for some time, and it's not a good thing. I'm not necessarily saying that it's normal, but I have been working on it. But I would like to know if this is something that happens to other people as well. For me, it's more like, having that I don't know, I have always said that I value like people much more, but it goes inversely as well. So when I feel like I'm special to someone, it's very like it's very valuable to me. And when I find out that I'm not special to someone, I mean, it's kind of natural, but I don't consider it till I see it. And when it does, I'm like, oh. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm still working on. It's very hard to also find someone who values you as much as you do them, usually. I know people do find people like that, and that's super sweet that they do. But yeah, I try to think of some other stuff to talk about, because as I said, I don't have internet today, so I can't really do the other stuff that I would normally do. I guess I can do the app thing. So basically, the app Ramble that I usually do. How long is this audio? This is 16 minutes. So I can do a bit longer. Just to be clear, I don't really care about like how long my audio is for like any other purpose than I just want it to be long enough that someone can put it on and fall asleep. So for example, I like audios that are 30 minutes long. It's not like I only listen to them. I listen to like any audio of any length. But when I'm sleeping, I would usually have like a playlist of these audios if they are on YouTube or if they're on Soundgasm. I just play them on my browser. Like I have them open on my phone browser and I just scroll through them. So I'm half asleep. One audio ended. So I just wake up, scroll it, and then I go back to sleep. I mean, trying to sleep. But yeah. I also realize I lisp sometimes. So if you mind that, let me know. But yeah. Okay, so I'll just put my phone down. Wow, I heard back the audio of me putting the phone down. It's so loud. Like it's so much louder than I expected. But yeah, so I am right now looking at my apps. So I've been playing this game called Assembly Line for quite a long time. So it's basically an idle clicker game. So if you're not aware, idle clickers are basically games where the idea is to have a game where you can just leave your game open for closed for a long time and just generate something for you. It's basically like a sort of a farming game. So idle clicker, the mechanic itself of generating things when you're away from your game is not new or anything. Farming games and a lot of other types of games have done this for quite a long time. But the way idle clickers market themselves is kind of towards the people who want a fantasy or something like. So it's basically for example, a few differences I can tell. In farming games, for example, it's common to have a mechanic where if you don't, so if you have to wait for a certain amount of time for the crops to grow, but if you don't go there at a certain specific time, you also can lose your crops. So this is a mechanic that's used in what's its name? Little Big City. So if you know, Little Big City was a game for older androids. You can no longer play it. I do have the game still. I think I have mentioned it already that I have the game. So it's when you open it, it looks very kind of jagged, like it's zoomed in, stretched, and off center, and cuts off a bit of the game. So I can't really play it. But basically, you have this system where it takes a certain amount of time for the crops to grow, and if you don't get there in time, you basically lose the crop, so it basically gets destroyed. Now idle clickers remove that completely, so the idea is to let it run for as long as possible. One of the core ideas of an idle clicker is that you will have this upgrade system. So basically so I'll give you an example. So usually there's this one idle clicker that I was seeing a few days ago, which was I think some sort of a get rich kind of idle clicker. So you start by running a lemonade stand, and what you have to do is you have to click on lemonade button. and every time you click it, it gives you like, let's say, $10. Then so you basically have to keep clicking to get money, and after a few clicks, let's say 10 clicks or something, you can upgrade it. So now it gives you 10 clicks, and now it gives you $20 instead of 10, and after some more upgrades you get a news, let's say $50. Eventually you will get an upgrade which lets you auto run one of these things. So basically you can in that game it was a manager, so you can have a manager that I'm doing air quotes by the way but you can get a manager which basically runs the game for you, and after that you all you have to do is just wait. So the idea is to get a larger also after a certain time you can buy a pizza place or a drug cartel or whatever. I'm not advertising drugs, but this is what I think they had something different, I'm not sure, but basically you can buy more and more things like gun shops or whatever, and you can get more and more money. So and then you can hire managers for them, so you don't have to click them again and again. So that's kind of the idea of it, that you have to this is the base of the clicker games. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sleepy, but yeah, this is the base of the clicker games, where you have to get a automate it basically. So you get an upgrade, you automate it, you get a new upgrade, you automate it again, and you get more and more money. Usually there's also this system where you can restart your game, so you can reset the whole game, and the next time you start it, you start with zero money and everything, so you have to upgrade everything. But this time something is much faster, so sometimes the game will run faster, or sometimes you'll get more money per so basically your upgrades stay or something like this. So assembly line is a bit of a different take on this, because as you might have gathered, most of these clicker games play very similarly. They don't have too much creativity in them. There are two clicker games that I have played that are very unique. I have played more than two, but these two are the ones that are very unique. One is one I mentioned before, which is Armory. With Armory and Machine. So they have a second version now as well. That was Elevate, I'm sorry. But yeah, so they have the second version as well, and this is a game with almost no visuals, so you play it completely off of text. It's a very simple game, it has a very interesting story, but you have to read a lot to get to it. It's very intriguing, and it's a bit slower than I would like it to be. I think games like this, especially the ones that try to challenge the genre, should try to be quicker. Making them too slow can be too dangerous for the game. But Harmonious Machine is one of them, and the second is Assembly Line, which in Assembly Line you can basically make an assembly of things. So there are starter machines which go into crafters, which craft new things, and you have to buy new blueprints to craft new things, and from there you can make new things and sell them to the seller. So these are the few pieces. It's a grid based system, and you can make your assembly line and you can sell new stuff and get more money. And the idea is that instead of just upgrading, you are not only upgrading but also arranging these pieces, so make it more optimal, and you basically create your own ceiling, like how much you want to make per X amount of time. But yeah, so I've been playing this a lot. What I usually do is I'll open an audio and play one of these games. So this is what I used to do to sleep earlier. I would listen to an ASMR roleplay video or something, and I would open my Minesweeper and I would play it. So what that did is, or chess. So Minesweeper and chess, both of these are very, I think what they did is tire my brain out. So I'm listening to something and it's tiring my brain out, and when I'm completely tired, I would just close the game and close my eyes and fall asleep. I do sleep consistently with it, although sometimes it when I'm not tired or something, it can take very long time to sleep. Nowadays I just listen to my people who I follow on Reddit. I listen to their audios, mostly just one person, and I listen to that while playing Assembly Line or Plant vs Zombies. I've also been playing Plant vs Zombies. Wait. I wanted to do this. I almost completely forgot. Okay, so I'll open Plant vs Zombies. If you don't know, Plant vs Zombies, a tower defense game. It is. I've been trying to find a good tower defense game, and ironically, this is the only one that I found. If you have not heard of Plant vs Zombie, first of all, how have you not heard about it? But second, it's basically a game that was a phenomena at a certain point in time, and it's basically you plant different types of plants that shoot peas or different projectiles and stuff, and you play against zombies. So the zombies are trying to eat your plants, and if all your plants are gone, then you lose. So it's a pretty fun game. I'm pretty sure you must have heard about them at some point in your time being alive. If you have not heard about it, I don't think you should be on this channel or subreddit. I should mention in my channel somewhere that this is only for adults. I don't mark my videos as age restricted, but I think because age restriction is very severe, but I think I should do something about mentioning that this is 18 plus channel, even though there is nothing NSFW so far. I don't think I'll ever make NSFW content. I thought about it, it's just too scary. But yeah. So what I wanted to do was to read out the descriptions of these plants. So I'll read out the name of the plants. It's first is a pea shooter, and what it does is it shoots peas. So if you don't know the layout, basically you have plants on the left side, you have zombies coming from the right side, and they are laid out in 6 rows basically, and you can place the plants on any rows, and the pea shooter shoots a pea in 1 row. So this is the description. How can a single plant grow and shoot so many peas so quickly? Pea shooter says, hard work, commitment, and a healthy, well-balanced breakfast of sunlight and high-fiber carbon dioxide make it all possible. And this is just the beginning. This is just one plant. I'll just read all the plants and then I'll read all the zombies as well. So we have sunflower, which create suns. So basically you need sun to plant. It's basically the currency of the game. It's the round by round currency. So there are 2 types of currency in most games. One is a in-game, round by round currency. I'm just naming it right now. These terms probably don't exist or exist by different names. But basically round by round currency is or match currency. Match currency is where in a match you have that currency. So suns are the currency that every time you play a round of Plant vs Zombie, you start with 0 sun. Whereas there's another currency called coins, which you have all the time. So you can use that for various things, to buy new upgrades for games or whatever, mini games, and those you have all the time. Anyways, so sunflower can't resist bouncing to the beat. Which beat is that? Why, the life-giving jazzy rhythm of the earth itself, thumping at a frequency only sunflower can hear. And if you don't know, the sunflower has this animation of it bouncing up and down, so that matches. Then this cherry bomb. Cherry bomb is a plant that you plant and it instantly explodes and kills zombies around it. So it reads. Oh, there are 2 cherries by the way. So the image is 2 red cherries that are just ready to explode. They're like inflating and deflating. So it says, I wanna explode, says cherry number 1. No, let's detonate instead, says his brother, cherry number 2. After intense consultation, they agree to explodinate. Okay. Then there is walnut. So walnut is basically a plant that can't be eaten quickly. So if the zombie comes to it, it just stalls it basically. Okay. So this is walnut speaking in quotes. People wonder how I feel about getting constantly chewed on by zombies, says walnut. What they don't realize is that with my limited senses, all I can feel is a kind of tingling, like a relaxing back rub. Just as a walnut is spelled wall, like a wall of a house, hyphen nut. But yeah, anyways, then there is potato mine. So it's a plant that you plant, and after like a certain time, it becomes a full plant and it explodes. So you have to basically protect it for that time, and after that, anything that touches it dies. Okay. So some folks say Potato Mine is lazy, that he leaves everything to the last minute. Potato Mine says nothing. He's too busy thinking about his investment strategy. Okay. Then there's Snow Pea. So it's a pea shooter that shoots snow peas, which freezes enemies, so it makes them slow. Folks often tell Snow Pea how cool he is, or exhort him to chill out. They tell him to stay frosty. Snoopy just rolls his eyes. He has hurt them all. Okay, makes sense. Then there is a chomper. So it's basically a Venus flytrap. If you don't know, it's the plant that has teeth. It has a mouth. It closes its mouth. It's the coolest plant on planet Earth. That's why it's called Venus flytrap. There's no way it's from Earth. It has to be an alien plant. Do look up a Venus flytrap if you have never heard of it. You have probably seen it, just never knew of it. But yeah, so it's a Venus flytrap that looks like it's a smiling, and it can eat a whole zombie. But after eating it once, it has to wait for some time to regain the ability to eat a zombie. So it says, Chomper almost got a gig doing stunts in Hollywood, but it fell through when his agent demanded too much on the front end. Chopper is not resentful though. He says it's just part of the business. What are these? Like, what are these descriptions? Who is just writing their own story in this mobile game? Or I guess back then it was a flash game. But who is writing this? I'm just shocked. Like, you have no idea what is about to come. Like, I guess it's similar to this only. People are just writing their own stories, but it's just so surprising. It's very cute also. So then this repeater, which is, first of all, it's spelled the exact same as you would expect from a repeater, but the fact that it has PEAP in it doesn't have any hyphens or anything. But yeah, so repeater, it shoots 2p at a time. Repeater is fierce. He's from the streets. He doesn't take attitude from anybody, plant or zombie, and he shoots peas to keep people at a distance. Secretly, though, Repeater yearns for love. What? What? The repeater's what do you call it? The sprite has a angry face, like angry eyebrows on it. But what? Okay, I'm sorry for repeater, I guess. I mean, these are very cute. Don't get me wrong, but also out of nowhere. So then there is puff shroom. So it's a small mushroom which doesn't cost anything, first of all. So you can plant it for free. They're usually used at nights. All mushrooms can only be used during the night. So this is what puff shroom says. I only recently became aware of the existence of zombies, says puff shroom. Like many fungi, I'd just assume they were fairy tales or movie monsters. This whole experience has been a huge eye-opener for me. Okay, that's one way to write a description. Then there's sunshroom. Sunshroom is so you can't use your day plants at night. You literally can't use them at all. So instead you can use no wait, you can use them, my bad. You just can't because there's no natural sun. So you can get sun from two ways. You can get them from the sky randomly, or you can get them from your sun plants. I had to pause the audio because there was someone sneezing at the loudest volume possible, like couple of buildings away from me, but I could still hear it. But anyways, so since you don't have any sky in the night, you don't get natural sun, so it's very difficult to plant these plants. But you can plant mushrooms, which can only be planted at night without the help of a coffee bean. And because of that, you can basically what was I saying? Sorry, I'm getting sleepier. How is this happening? I woke up. Shouldn't I be becoming more awake? But yeah, so you can plant mushrooms at night, and they cost much less. but they are usually less powerful as well. So that's the idea. The Sunshroom, Sunshroom hates sun. He hates it so much that when it builds up in his system, he spits it out as fast as he can. He just won't abide it. To him, sun is grass. There's so much hate in this random description towards sun. It's just weird. But yeah, Sunshroom looks nice. It looks like it's smiling. It looks cute. Okay, then there is Fume Shroom. So Fume Shroom is basically a puff shroom but much larger. Okay. Quote, I was in a dead-end job producing yeast spores for a bakery, says Fume Shroom. Then Puff Shroom, bless him. So it's like a accent. Then Puff Shroom, bless him. Oh, you know what? Let me do this whole thing. I'll try to do it in an accent. So I'm very bad with accents, but I'll try. I was in a dead-end job producing yeast spores for a bakery. I can't do accents, can I? I'll try again. I was in a dead-end job producing yeast spores for a bakery, says Fume Shroom. Then Puff Shroom, bless him, told me about this great opportunity blasting zombies. Now I really feel like I'm making a difference. I should have never done this. I'm going to keep this in, but only because I know all of you are nice and not going to comment on this. But yeah, very weird. I hear accents. I can recognize accents. I just can't do them. I haven't noticed them like properly, so I can't really. And I have also not heard them that often. So British accent is the one that I think I've heard the most, and Southern American, I think. But I can't really copy either of them. But yeah, okay. So it'll be so hard to move past that. But now we have Grave Buster. So Grave Buster, basically there are graves in night where you can't plant plants. But if you put this on one of them, it removes the grave. And then you can plant. Also, Grave Busters spawn zombie during the end of the level. Oh. It's spawning. How am I so sleepy? Okay. So, despite Gravebuster's fearsome appearance, he wants everyone to know that he loves kittens and spends his off hours volunteering at a local zombie rehabilitation center. It's just the right thing to do, he says. What? Also, he does look super fearsome. Like, if you see his photo, it looks like he's about to eat you. What are these descriptions? I was just caught off guard so much. I have read these before us, but I don't think I was nearly as shocked. I wish games would be like this today. Games take themselves too seriously nowadays for all the wrong reasons. But and then there's Hypnoshroom. So Hypnoshroom is a plant that when zombie eats, they fight for you. So they basically get removed from the game and they turn around and they fight for you. So Hypnoshroom says, zombies are our friends, asserts Hypnoshroom. They are badly misunderstood creatures who play a valuable role in our ecology. We can and should do more to bring them around to our way of thinking. I mean, one of the best descriptions in my opinion. It fits perfectly in a thematic sense. It fits perfectly in a gameplay sense. Also, if you heard something, it was me hitting my finger against my table. But yeah. Then there is Scaredy Shroom. It's basically a pea shooter, a mushroom, a puff shroom, which is much more powerful, but if any zombies goes near it, it hides, so it can't shoot zombies that are near it. So, who's there? Whispers Scaredy Shroom, voice barely audible. Go away, I don't want to see anyone unless it's the man from the circus. What does this mean? What man from what circus? Okay, we'll take it, I guess. So next is Ice Shroom. So Ice Shroom is if you remember Cherry Bomb, it's like that. So if you place it, it instantly explodes. But instead of destroying enemies around it, it freezes all the enemies currently on screen. So it freezes them completely for some time, and then it freezes them, I think, for a certain number of time, a certain amount of time. So for initial some period they can't move at all, and then they can move, but they move very slowly. So Ice Shroom found. Okay. Ice Shroom frowns, not because he's unhappy or because he disapproves, but because of a childhood injury that left his facial nerves paralyzed. What? Also, yes, Ice Shroom does have a frowning appearance in the sprite in the game. Also, if you don't know what a sprite is, sprite basically means an image in video game terminology. Sprites are specific images that we use for certain things. So, for example, anything that moves usually use sprites. Anything that is static uses just an image, a regular image. But yeah, so yeah, the wonderful description. Then there is also kind of thematic if you think about it, that it left him paralyzed and he paralyzes other zombies. But yeah, immobilizes zombies. Then there is the Doom Shroom. So Doom Shroom is the evil looking mushroom. It blows up all zombies in currently on the map. So also it leaves a crater where you can't plant any plants for the rest of the match. You're lucky I'm on your side, says Doom Shroom. I could destroy everything you hold dear. It wouldn't be hard. What? What? Okay. Then there's lily pads. So lily pads are used in swimming pool levels. You can place them on water, and you can place any other plants on top of it. It doesn't have a face, by the way. It's one of the only plants. Oh no, it does have a face. Oh my god, I'm just noticing that it has like two eyes in the bottom of its leaves. So Lilypad never complains. Lilypad never wants to know what's going on. Put a plant on top of a Lilypad. He won't say a thing. Does he have startling opinions or shocking secrets? Nobody knows. Lilypad keeps it all inside. Okay. And as usual, as I said, these are some out of nowhere, random ass descriptions, but I do love them. Then there is a squash. So a squash is like a big melon, I think, or some pear or something. And squash is a plant, isn't it? Isn't squash a actual plant? Let me see if my internet is back. It doesn't look like it is. So yeah, it's not back. So it's my hostel internet if you're wondering. Anyway, so squash is a plant, isn't it? It's like a huge melon type thing. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, so a squash, basically you plant it anywhere, and after a certain if any zombie comes near it, it will squash it, and any zombies that are near it. So it's a one time use, after that it disappears. So I'm ready. Here's a squash. Let's do it. Put me in. There's nobody better. I'm your guy. Come on. What are you waiting for? I need this. Okay. Then there's 3 Peter. It's basically a repeater, but instead of shooting 2 pieces, it shoots 3, and it shoots it on different lanes. So it shoots it in its own lane, then one above and one below. So this is what it says. 3 Peters likes reading, backgammon, and long periods of immobility in the park. 3 Peter enjoys going to shows, particularly modern jazz. I'm just looking for that special someone, he says. 3 Peter's favorite number is 5. Now, if you didn't realize this is the reason I wanted to talk about this, because is this not like me? I don't like reading. I like video games instead. I like backgammon is a game, if I'm not wrong. So I do like games. I like watching some movies sometimes, and long periods of immobility in the park. I don't go to shows that often, but I do go out to Comic-Con and stuff, and I am also looking for that special someone. I'm just not sure why this was here. This is connected to me in like a different level, so I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, last is Tangela Keep. So Tangle Keep. So Tangle kelp. I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. But tangle kelp is basically like the Pokemon Tangela. If you have seen it, it's like seaweed, and you can put it on water and it drowns any water zombies that come near it. So it says, "I'm totally invisible. Tangle kelp thinks to himself, I'll hide here just below the surface and nobody will see me. His friends tell him they can see him perfectly well, but he'll never change." So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Oh wait, I have zombies left. I'm so tired. Okay, so now we'll go through zombies. So again, I have not unlocked every single one of these. So maybe there might be a part 2 for this. I'll need to keep in track how many I have already read. So yeah, zombie. So the first is a normal zombie. It just walks, dies. Nothing much to talk about it. This zombie loves brains. Can't get enough. Brains, brains, brains. Day in and day in and night out. Old and stinky brains? Question mark. Rotten and old and stinky brains? Rotten brains? Brains clearly past their prime? Doesn't matter. Regular zombie wants M. Yeah, that's nice. Then there's a regular zombie with a flag. It's literally the normal zombie, but it has a flag, and it basically marks the end of a level. So when the zombie comes, a bunch of zombies will come behind it, and then you win the level, clear the level, I mean. So yeah, it's normal zombie just with a flag. Make no mistake, flag zombie loves brains, but somewhere down the line he also picked up a fascination with flags. Maybe it's because the flags always have brains on them, hard to say. And yes, they do have brains on them. Then there's conehead zombie. So it's a zombie that has a traffic cone on its head, and it's a bit stronger than the other zombies. The regular zombie, I mean. Conehead zombie shuffled mindlessly forward like every other zombie. But something made him stop. Made him pick up a traffic cone and stick it on its head. Oh yeah, he likes to party. So yeah, and they give them such nice personalities. Then there's a pole vaulting zombie, which is dressed like an athlete. The other zombies are dressed like an office worker, by the way. Actually, they are dressed like Mr. Bean when I think about it. But yeah, the pole vaulting zombie is dressed like an athlete, and he has a pole, and he runs at the beginning of the level and vaults over the first zombie that he sees, and after that he walks normally, so he becomes a normal zombie. His toughness is medium, so his toughness is not medium. If I'm not wrong, he dies at the same damage as any other zombie. If I'm not wrong, maybe he's a bit tougher. I'm not sure. By the way, playing this game while sleeping, I noticed that normal zombies take around 10. They take exactly 10 shots. 10 shots from a normal pea shooter to die. So yeah, that's one thing. After 5 pea shots, they lose their arm. One of their arms that you can see. But yeah. So pole vaulting zombie. Some zombies take it further, aspire more, push themselves beyond the normal into the greatness. That's pole vaulting zombie right here. That is so him. Okay. Then there is a buckethead zombie. So it's the same as a conehead, but it is much more stronger. It is weak to a plant that we have not encountered yet, which is a magnet type plant. I have played this game before, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I have finished this game at one point. I'm just replaying it. So what is it called? The magnet plant. It's a type of mushroom, and it takes away anything metal, so it can take away this, making it much more weaker. Its toughness is high. It's highest, I think, also near that. Buckethead zombie always wore a bucket. Part of it was to assert his uniqueness in an uncaring world. Mostly he just forgot it was there in the first place. Well, then there is a newspaper zombie. So newspaper zombie is a very weak zombie. It has a newspaper shield, which is also kind of weak, and it works at a normal pace, but when you destroy the newspaper, it runs very fast. Thankfully it's weak, so it's never a problem really. But So newspaper zombie was this close. This is like aesthetics or aesthetics. I don't know how it is pronounced. Honestly, I never paid too much attention. I should look it up. I just don't have internet right now. Newspaper zombie was this close to finishing his Sudoku puzzle. No wonder he's freaking out. Then there is screen door zombie. So screen door zombie has a screen door. It is very tough. It's a good shield, but fumes room. If you remember, it goes through this screen, so it can take this out. Ouch. He got his screen door from the last inexpertly defended home he visited after he, in all caps by the way, ate the homeowner's brains. That was all in all caps. But yeah, it's super funny. Then there is football zombie. So it's basically like a jock football zombie with a red helmet and a red gear. It's very high toughness and very fast. Not very fast in terms of, so they have a written toughness and speed. I'm not reading that necessarily. I sometimes read it, but I'm just speaking like layman terms. So football zombie gives 110% whenever he's on the field. He's a team player who delivers both offensively and defensively. He has no idea what a football is. Then there is dancing zombie. This is basically a zombie dressed as Elvis Presley. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, in its description it says, any resemblance between dancing zombie and person, living or dead, is purely coincidental. This is not the description that I've been reading. So other zombies have descriptions like this is the first description that they have. Pole vaulting zombie works with a pole. Buckethead zombie. His buckethead makes him extremely resistant to damage. Then there is a regular garden variety zombie. Traffic cone zombie. His traffic cone headpiece makes him twice as tough as normal zombies. But for football zombie makes a big plays, and for dancing zombie, it's literally the one that I read. Any resemblance between dancing zombie and persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Anyway, so the real description is, dancing zombie's latest album, Brains is already rocketing up the undead charts. I'm sorry, I had to read that. I mean, I hope you weren't too disgusted or anything. Then there is a backup dancer. So what dancing zombie actually does is, it's a normal zombie by itself. It moves very very slowly, but it spawns 4 dancer zombies around him, which are also very low toughness and move very slowly. So the description is, backup dancer zombie spent 6 years perfecting his art at Juilliard Performing Arts School in Zombie, New York City. Well, then there is the ducky tube zombie. So it's a one that floats on water. It takes a certain kind of zombie to be a ducky tuber. Not every zombie can handle it. Some crack. They can't take it. They walk away and give up on brains forever. And the last is snorkel zombie. Zombies don't breathe. They don't need air. So why does snorkel zombie need a snorkel to swim underwater? Answer: peer pressure. Yeah, it swims underwater, so you have to lure it out to shoot it from piece with piece. Or use a tangle keep. I keep calling it Tangela because of the Pokemon. I'm sorry. Okay. Ow. So yeah, this was planned for the zombies. I have 4 minutes for it to reach what is it called again? 1 hour. So I'll try to talk. Oh yeah, so there are 3 more. So there are a couple of mini games here. So there's a section for mini games. So this is a bit abrupt, but what happened was, I was listening back the audio and I realized that there is some problem. So I'll play a bit of clip of what the problem was. And when I saw that this is the problem, what I did was I had to restart my PC and re-record this part. It should still be around the same length. So you might have seen that the audio is not like 1 hour long. The reason is that yesterday I was talking and I talked about some NSFW things in the middle of the audio somewhere, and this is next day, so I'm recording this while I'm editing, and I decided to cut that part out. It's not like I am against NSFW content or anything, but because I just woke up. I just think that that shouldn't have been included in the video. But yeah, that's why the audio length is off by I think 3 minutes. But yeah, it's not like I don't plan to talk about NSFW things, especially when it comes to video games. NSFW games are like a whole industry, so I will probably touch on them at some point, but this was not the audio or video to talk about it. But yeah, also has a cool little story. There is a dog in our college. The dog is very pretty. So in India, we have mostly uh, a certain breed of dogs that's like very common, which are very short-haired. But this one dog in our campus, for whatever reason, has the most like lustrous, long hair, and it just roams around the campus. And we named him Pablo because everyone calls him Pablo because he just roams around everywhere. He's getting old, and so we were in a back when we were in like a hostel, like quite a distance from here. We used to pet that dog a lot. It used to come in our hostel a lot. But since we moved to like a bigger hostel, like a taller one, we haven't seen that dog Pablo. And yesterday suddenly when we were like getting our food from downstairs, Pablo just comes in and starts playing with us, and then he rides elevator with us and comes to our rooms. That was super sweet. I have photos of it. I am not sure where to post it. I'll probably post it somewhere in my Instagram because that's the place I can think of. Again, you don't need to follow or anything on my Instagram. It's just an optional thing. If you want to, feel free to do that. But yeah. Anyways, back to the remaining audio, and see you later. So yeah, I'll just talk about the mini games now, but it was very annoying. So there are many mini games. Some of them are one of them is a copy of Bejeweled. If you remember Bejeweled, it's like a Candy Crush, like an old Candy Crush, and it was with gems instead of candies. But the three ones that I play a lot are Last Stand, where you have a predetermined amount of sun and you have to use it to protect your area. So you plant everything at once and you just get to see the game played out. Then there is what was the name? There is I Zombie, which is written like I Robot the movie, and you basically play as zombies. The story is that the zombies have approached Crazy Dave, your neighbor, and he has agreed to help them practice eating plants if they promise not to hurt real plants. So you play against cardboard plants. And the last one is Waste Breaker. I don't think it has a story. The Last Stand has the story that the weather is down or something, there is no sun, so you are using stored sun from previous times. But yeah, I did talk about all of these, but because the audio was like so bad, because during the entire audio, the weird sound was playing, so I had to re-record this part. But it's like 3-4 minutes only, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, I know this happens to some of my audio friends as well, that you record something very nice and turns out that it didn't save or some problem happened with it. I mean, for me, it has happened a lot that I record an audio and I realize it's unlistenable. Like, I mean, this was very lucky. This was short. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. And stay safe from all the diseases that are happening. And yeah, have a great day.